Ken and Lisa Lane and the Mountain Gardeners host every week this fabulous, informative, educational show. Yeah, we also tap dance on the side. Have you ever tap danced?
No.
We had some tap dancing stuff when I was a kid, some shoes, but we never took classes. But it's kind of fun.
You would probably be good at it.
It's kind of fun. I would go all Irish tap dancing kind of stuff on folks. Be fun. Anyway, I don't know what brought that up.
I'm not coordinating that. It would be ugly.
Okay, so enough. We just digress into weird places sometimes. We've known each other, I think, way too long.
That is probably true.
Do you try to finish my sentences every once in a while? You knew I was going to say that, didn't you?
I just tune you out. I get yelled at. I don't try to finish them. I just go.
Okay, let's go garden advice. This segment's all about just get a different perspective. What are you seeing in the gardens? So gardens are meant to be experienced from 360, actually with all five senses. It's a true art form. 6 senses almost. You can almost feel the gardens.
Wow.
Okay. Anyway, it's good to get a different perspective from a different gardener. That's why you come in and do it every week for us.
That is true. So we're moving into those months where it's getting cooler and maybe we'll be starting to get some more snow and some more rain. And people, especially with new homes, or they just have a mud bog in their backyard, and maybe I've got dogs or kids and they're dragging that stuff in. So I wanted to talk about evergreen ground covers.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So we all have those kind of spots in the yard that need a little something. And it's thing about ground covers, most of them are super easy to grow.
Yeah, they are. They don't get aggressive. They're not too tall. They're not going to take over the whole yard. They stay low, easy to keep trained. Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So the first one I brought in is probably a little more unusual for here. I'll let you carry it. It's heavy. So this is Mediterranean carpet. So it looks very fragile, very delicate. It is actually an evergreen ground cover. So it's not it blooms right now. It's been blooming forever with these little purple flowers. They're actually very fragrant if you smell them. And it's evergreen. It's not going to be blooming come January,
right?
But you'll still have all the foliage there.
Blue-green foliage is pretty, maybe 4 inches off the ground, something like that.
Spreads to about 24 inches.
We'll call 3 feet, maybe at the most.
Yeah. It's going to want a spot in the yard that is nice and warm and hot. This is not one to put on your north side that's going to sit under snow in the winter. It really likes it hot. The other thing is it's very drought hardy.
Yeah.
So if it's sitting in a spot where it's just wet all through winter, it's going to be very unhappy. So perfect to put in those warm, hot spots up against retaining walls. It'd be pretty hanging over a retaining wall.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Absolutely gorgeous. So it's just one that kind of new in the market for us, but does very well here.
So Tucrum is the botanical name, or Mediterranean carpet. We found this one over in Albuquerque, of all places. High altitude, again, similar climate to us. And it has just performed so well. Pretty specialized. It's hard to find. You're only going to find this at Waters Garden Center, truly. But a great perennial evergreen for, soften those edges. I don't know if I'd walk on it a lot.
No.
But great for softening up the edges. You want something that just looks good year-round. It's a great one.
Yeah, definitely. So I wanted to show people that one.
It does smell good.
It does. You wouldn't think so. So then we kind of get into the more traditional ground covers. So, and I think the easiest ones to grow that perform reliably well are your junipers. So this one's the Japanese garden juniper. This is probably one of my favorite. I like that it does have a very oriental flair to it, kind of a little bit taller in the center, and then these little spidery legs come off. It just creates a really cool ground cover. Gets 6 inches, foot high.
Yeah, that's about as tall as it's going to get. It's about 5 or 6 inches right now.
Right.
Then you can see the long tendrils starting to flow out and spread, even in the container. How much is this little guy? $18. So for a nice, I don't know, 1.5 2 foot kind of spreading kind of plant.
Oh, it spreads wider than that.
Yeah, I mean right now.
Oh. Yeah, because I think it gets 5 6 feet.
Yeah, easily.
Really, when it spreads. Thing with the junipers And that goes whether it's Calgary Carpet, the garden juniper, icy blue juniper. I mean, really are over their lifetime not going to be very maintenance investive. You're not going to have to spend a lot of water on them.
Yeah.
And the other thing is they're very insect resistant.
Yeah.
So you're not having to worry about aphids. You're not having to worry about
tip borers, all kinds of crazy stuff. Grubs don't like them. Yeah.
Right. So,
I mean, junipers grow wild here. So you know they're going to adapt really easily to your backyard. Once they get up to size and they start to shade their own root structure, they're very low water, low care. In fact, if you kill this, it'll be from overwatering. It's in a heavy clay soil that just doesn't perk. It's soggy all the time. It's not going to like that. This likes dry, crusty, hot soil. Right. That's where it likes to grow. I know.
So the icy blue, the one I mentioned earlier, it definitely has more of a blue tone to it. It gets about an inch high. It really hugs the ground. Yeah. But you get a good 6 to 8 foot spread on that.
With time.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be next week, but it will get there. The Calgary Carpet, which is probably another one of my favorite ones. I love just how lush green it looks out in the yards. Great for hillsides, great for retaining walls. There gets about a foot tall, spreads 6 to 8 feet as well. So those are really nice ones that you can use.
Ask me my favorite juniper.
What's your favorite juniper, dear?
I like old gold juniper.
Oh, yeah.
Old gold, just because it's so bright.
That as a ground cover.
Well, okay, maybe it's a knee high. I mean, it's not truly a ground cover, but it spreads way out farther than it does high. So it's this spreading look over time. But I just like that bright gold color, and it takes our sun better than most gold plants do. So on a north slope where our house is, it's kind of dark. Yeah. So that gold color really pops against those native blue plants. It's pretty.
It is pretty. I don't consider it a ground cover.
Okay.
Other ones you can use, we have Vinca. Of course, most people have. That's great for the shadier spots in the yard. Yeah. Nice evergreen, little purple flower in the spring through the summer. Nice little ground cover. One people don't think about is rosemary.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So the creeping rosemary, Huntington carpet rosemary, evergreen. You get blooms in the spring and the fall.
Yeah.
For that one, very animal resistant.
Use it in the kitchen.
Yeah, definitely. So that's another good one. I think a lot of people don't think about, but it's great for that. Honeysuckle, of course. Most people think honeysuckle, I'm going to grow it up on a trellis, but it makes a great ground cover.
It does. It's about the same height as an old gold juniper. About knee high, and then spreads out.
You think so?
Yeah. Our minds, we got different lists. We come up with different lists. Different gardeners. That's good.
The Mahonia repens, which is the Oregon grape holly, the creeping one. Yeah. Great for under big trees. Juniper. We have a beautiful one under our big juniper in the back. Beautiful fall color on it as well.
Very nice. Spring bloom, yellow spring bloom.
Oh, that's right.
It's a native plant. Berry. So again, we planted I think 3 or 5 of them back there underneath the juniper. It's spread and we don't care for it at all. It just keeps growing and filling in, looking better with no care. That's the beauty of a native plant.
That's true. And we do truly ignore that one.
Yeah.
The other one that we get a lot of spread off of, they're going maybe more for shady spots, is the ivy, the English ivy.
Yeah, that's true. Another one is a cotoneaster. There's several evergreen spreading ground cover types of cotoneasters. We pair those with junipers quite often. So you get this evergreen leafy broadleaf leaf with the juniper conifer texture, and it looks really good together.
Right.
And you can plant all these now. We got them. Definitely. They're here. You can plant them right now.
Right now?
Yeah. I mean, people just don't realize if you got a new house, don't feel like, oh, I got to wait till next spring and deal with this mud. Well, you can take care of it now. Now, it may not grow a lot now. It'll grow a lot in the spring, but it'll be rooted. So you'll get more growth next spring.
That is definitely true.
Well, the evergreen ground covers you can plant now in the mountains of Arizona. Ken and Lisa Lane, the Mountain Gardeners. Be right back after these important messages.